Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trek Canon, where today I wanted to do a thought experiment. What if the Federation decided to set aside its ban on eugenics and make or create the perfect super soldier, utilizing all of the information from member worlds in the areas of biology and technology, all of the information that civilizations that Starfleet has come across in its missions, all types of stuff like that. Now, what would this type of soldier look like? What types of abilities would this soldier have? All right, so now this is just a thought experiment, meaning that it's going to be some things that I leave out, but I'm going to try to include all of the things that I think would make this super soldier darn near omnipotent when it comes to Star Trek canon. Now, here's the thing. We all know that there are over 50 member worlds in Star Trek, and each one of these member worlds have their own advances in knowledge when it comes to biology and when it comes to technology. They use all of this in a collective, right, called the United Federation of Planets, where they share all of this information. Now, here's the thing: not if the Federation decided to set aside their eugenics program and start from scratch and create a super soldier, what would some of the abilities be? First off, we know because of Khan, what he said in the episode Space Seed, that this super soldier, just strictly dealing with biology, can have up to 12 times the normal human strength. Dealing with not only Khan, but with Bashir and the other augments that we find out in Deep Space Nine, they can have super intelligence, all right? Not just super intelligence, but they can increase all of their attributes. Now, when I say increase all of their attributes, through the information that they found out in the Next Generation's Nth Degree, the information that they found out when dealing with Barclay, right? Because again, everything's recorded, everything's scanned. So everything Barclay did, there is a record of it in Starfleet. Yeah, and they learned something from that. Meaning, not only can they increase intelligence and everything like that, but they can increase creativity, all of that, the whole spectrum nowadays. Now, let's set aside the fact that they could create a super soldier who has near invisibility. And when I say near invisibility, remember what happened with Geordi and a few of those other people when they came across that alien civilization that basically reproduced by turning them into one of their own species. They were undetectable through normal scanning methods, but they were able to figure out how, and in developing a way to scan for them, they also know a way to reproduce or replicate that effect. Okay, so they would have super soldiers that had damn near invisibility. They would have super soldiers whose immune systems not only protected them from all known diseases and pathogens, but would actively kill anybody else that their immune system came in contact with, right? We know that from the children in the next generation. All right, these are all things that are purely biological. Now, we also know that we can get a hypospray of something called kieranite, which will give you telekinetic abilities. Also, by the way, just so people know, the reason why kieranite isn't something that's widely used throughout Federation is because the after effects of kieranite are really dangerous, right? It's almost a life-threatening thing trying to get kieranite out your system. But we have the ability to give people near God-like telekinetic abilities, right? Think of Plato's stepchildren from for Kiranai. All right, we have the ability to, like super tacticians. Now, the thing is that once we start mixing in the technological aspects into this already near invincible super soldier, you get things like able to see in all spectrums. Think of the visor that Jordy has. Think of all their senses being better than the average dogs, because the Android data was, Lord basically said that, hey, man, I got senses better than the average, hearing better than the average dog, meaning that all the rest of his senses are just as good. Okay, all of those things were made technologically, in a federation, so they could definitely put that in there. They could give this person a purely Android body, transfer his whole consciousness into an Android body, just negating everything they had to do with a biological platform. All right, and we know what that would give. We would know that it would give super speed. We know that would give even more strength, but even super speed. Starfleet has the ability to give you a hypospray of I forget what it's called, but it will increase your speed to even faster than Flash. Like that's your normal movements. What was it? Blink of an eye in the original series. Yeah, a wink of an eye. I think it was a blink of an eye. But uh, there are many, many things that Star Trek can employ in their super soldiers that give them pretty, like I say, damn darn near omnipotent abilities. I didn't even mention any Borg implants or any Borg based augmentations that the Federation has access to as well. These super soldiers will have the ability to enter dreams and nightmares, not only enter them, but influence them. They will even have shape shifting capabilities like Captain Garth of Azar. Speaking of Captain Garth of Izar, they will have super healing factor abilities. They will have long life or almost immortality, like all kinds of things. Now, since they've introduced programmable matter into Star Trek canon, these will give those super soldiers the options of having T-1000 abilities. But because of the directives and the laws and the, bans on augmentation and eugenics, there's a route. Oh yeah, and the fact that Starfleet people are normally proud of who and what they are. These have never been routes that Starfleet has taken, and despite the fact that Starfleet, isn't a war organization, despite what a lot of people think, is still a scientific organization. Yeah, but anyway, let me know in the comments if you think there are any other items that I missed that a Federation or yeah, a Federation super soldier would have. But yeah, I think I've named all the super high speed important ones. Yeah, hell, even phase cloak.